Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Nerd Herd's First Impressions. Today we're going to be discussing Fallout 76. I've got a few things to say about Fallout 76.
In the room is Aaron, Sam, and Kim.
Yeah, no, I'm just jumping right into it. Yep.
You're just ready to dive in.
The three of us have been checking this game out. So I just want to say right off the bat that obviously this game, multiplayer, online, clearly designed to be played with other people. Mm-hmm. Which is not what I've done because none of my friends have bought this game on PS4, so I've been playing it alone.
You need to just hear that as, I don't have any friends, so I've been playing it alone.
Yes, there you go. I don't even know where to begin. I guess just because I played solo, it's really going to affect my view on the game because it's hard.
And also it's lonely.
And it's lonely, yeah. Playing this game solo, it just feels empty.
I was going to say, it's this big... they're like, oh, it's the biggest map, you're going to have so much to explore, but it's an empty map.
There's no NPCs that are people.
Robots.
There's robots.
Hey,
I gotta say that this game does have a lot of what you want to see in Fallout, but then it's also missing a lot of the things that, you want to have, like the different factions and the different allegiances and the different, the turf wars going on. You have this new enemy, the Scorched, and it's basically implied that they wiped out everybody that survived the nuclear blast in Appalachia. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, it's cool to have a new type of enemy, but because of their existence, you lose so much else.
Mm-hmm. And also, they're just ghouls with guns, right?
They're basically just ghouls with guns, yeah. They have minimal intelligence, but, they don't communicate. They're not like raiders where you can, kind of outsmart them or like...
It's basically like raiders and ghouls had a baby, and I'm pretty sure God's pissed. He's not down with this.
Right.
Not a fan of
because
Fallout
he's
76.
alive, right now in this timeline he's still alive, chilling in the Capital Wasteland. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing is this predates everything that we've ever played. The big thing with Fallout 4 was like it is the furthest in the future we've ever gone, and then with this is only 25 years after the war started.
Start by talking about the very beginning of the game, because of course it's Fallout 76 because you're in Vault 76.
Vault 76,
which is the one normal vault.
Right, no experiments or anything in Vault 76.
But it also means every single other player also came from Vault 76, and now you have to fight them.
Right, so that was the realization I had is the only humans in this world are the players. Are the players, the 10, 20 some odd people that are in your server instance. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it, I was like, that means that these people were the people that I spent the last 25 years of my life with in that vault. And now all they want to do is... They don't want to hang out, they just want to kill me and take my stuff. What kind of friends is that?
And, they'll only hang out with you when you're in the first 5 levels, because, nobody can kill you then, right?
Yeah,
yeah. So it's you can only have friends until you're powerful, and then they're like, nah, we're done
with you.
Yeah.
We've moved on.
I played, a half hour?
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes out of the tutorial, and I found a couple dudes that were just hanging out, and I was like, hey, let's a party.
Hey, we're friends now.
Yeah, but I'm a level 2, so they're like, she's not a threat.
I've got them wandering around crouching in their living room, it's fine.
Right.
Alright, so let's establish, Aaron has played a good bit of the game.
Yeah.
Kim has played the first 30 minutes of the game. I've played nothing, I've just been
watched all
commentating
of it.
and smirking the entire time Aaron's been playing. I have a lot of observations.
Yeah. My biggest observation is that the graphics are sub Fallout 4 graphics. I'm not looking for them to be amazing, but I think they should at least match what's already been created. They don't render. Everything's kind of got this just fuzzy edge to it. You can't see clearly more than just, a few feet in front of you. Everything beyond that just gets that weird mottled skin over it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just weirdly out of focus.
Yeah.
And rocks are garbage.
Yeah, you're standing on a rock, you look down, and it's just completely pixelated, and then you're moving around. So there's
the one thing that is 10 out of 10 perfectly rendered, Mothman.
Mothman. The Mothman statue is glorious.
I was grumbling so hard about Fallout 76 because Aaron's so frustrated and keeps rage quitting it, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, that's shitty. That's shitty. That's shitty. And then he goes to the Mothman statue. I'm like, never mind. 10 out of 10. Best game.
I mean, absolutely. Anything that gives... Like, that's what I kind of love about Fallout, is that even though it's got...
random stuff.
Yeah, even though it's got such a rich backstory, and, like, they do their history and everything, and the way that they explain that, you know, the timelines diverged around World War II, and, like, it turned into what everybody thought was gonna happen in the 1950s. But I also love that, like, it's still got some random stuff that we're obviously gonna know.
Right.
And that's why I love Fallout 3, because when you were exploring all of it, you're like, hey, Lincoln was there!
Right,
Hey!
they do their research into the area for sure.
Exactly,
and especially
which is why the
seems-
Mothman thing is great, because I'm like,
I was gonna say, it
that's
seems,
Appalachia.
especially
Right.
for Appalachia, they have a lot of, like, strange folk tales and cryptids and things. And Fallout has definitely latched onto that, because, one, there's the Mothman. There's a cult of the Mothman, which I want to join. I'm founding it right now. Please comment below if you want to join the cult of the Holy Mothman. But then there's also, we ran into, like, a radiated Snallygaster. And not a lot of people, I think, know what a Snallygaster is unless you know about cryptids of Appalachia, which of course I do. And I was like, it's a Snallygaster. Google it. I'm not going to go explaining it to you.
No, I need to know. What is a Snallygaster?
Snallygaster is a monster that haunted an old whiskey brewery? Question mark? I don't know.
Distillery?
Yeah, distillery. I'm like, I don't know what the fucking
so
term.
it's kind of like how we had our sea monster, but it was
yeah,
like,
it's kind of like
Right.
a strange monster that was just like, it likes alcohol because it was created in the Prohibition. Everyone's like, the Snallygaster finds the alcohol. If you have alcohol, Snallygaster's gonna go for you.
But here in the
I think
game, they've created it into a real enemy.
Yeah, so
So-
it's this gross monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's supposed to fly, it doesn't, but I'm not being picky.
Yeah, I'm glad nothing in this game is flying yet.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
Yet.
But yeah, so I do appreciate that they, like, do research the areas
Yeah.
and things that they're setting, because they're real places, they're real settings, so it's kind of neat to see
know,
that.
like, that much about West Virginia or the Appalachians. Like, I know, like, vaguely, and, like, whole cold stuff and how it's mining.
And there's a
But-
lot of mines in this game, and a lot of references to mining accidents and, you know, pre-war production and stuff, which is really nice. You had just mentioned how there's not a lot of things to find. There's so many. It's hard to find food in this game. I know that they really heavily rely on the whole camp system, that you can craft anything and everything. So you
That
don't
has flaws about it.
you don't need to find it. You can just make it, and it's difficult. You know, when you're playing alone, there's a lot of enemies. The amount of enemies are clearly designed for a group.
Clearly designed for food. If you do kill them, they spawn back way too fast.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
so grumbly about that. Most MMOs give you, like, a good buffer time to heal, loot.
Yeah, but
Scope
if
the
I'm
area
looting
and then
around
leave.
and stuff, and then all of a sudden they're back, there's more. If I die, when you die, you drop your junk. And the junk is what
bag.
you scrap. Yeah, is what you scrap into being able to use the camp system to make stuff. So if you keep losing that, you can go back and get it, but other players can get it first. Or in the case that I ran into, is if you die in a bush and your bag spawns in the bush, you can't reach through the bush to grab your bag. The game doesn't recognize that it's there. It's just a
dumb.
glitch that we ran into, so I lost all my stuff. So when
But
you're
yeah,
searching
we-
through, you go into buildings and it's like, oh, we're in a room. Oh, there's a chest, there's a desk, and there's like these lockers. And there'll be like one thing in one of them, and the rest are just empty.
I feel like I could kind of forgive a lot of houses and things not having a lot left. I'm like, sure, places have been looted. But there was that time that you, like, got through, like, a medium level lockpick just to enter, like, a room with nothing in it. And it's like, well, I broke 4 of my bobby pins.
Yep.
And, like,
Yeah, that was a
And
waste.
Lord knows when I'll find more.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing in there. So it just feels so empty, especially without all the NPCs, which is what I like about Fallout is all the fun NPCs and the quests that they give.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just.
yeah.
I feel like all these robots giving you quests are really tedious. And again, this is just me like being the backseat gamer, like
Yeah.
watching Aaron play, but I'm like
I mean, they're robots. They're boring.
They all seem like fetch quests.
Yeah.
And it's just a game full of weird bad fetch quests.
And you're following your overseer, who's never like, meet me at this place, meet me at this place, and spoilers, they're never there.
Right. Clearly like nobody's here. It's all robots, there's no NPCs.
Yeah. And there's no companions.
No.
You don't have any companions again
No
because
dog mate.
they're assuming that you're playing with
That's
another
my
player.
biggest gripe.
But
No dog mate.
even
0
other
out of 10.
MMOs where you're playing in a party, you still have your companion. And that's the other thing. I haven't explored the whole map yet. Of course, it's still just first impressions. I'm like level 14. But Fallout 4, and I know it's hard to compare this to Fallout 4 because I do understand that this isn't Fallout 5. This
They
is
said it a lot of times.
this is different, and they've said that up front, so I'm not griping about it not being Fallout 5. But as far as, like, it was very clear where the nukes detonated. You had craters, you had heavily irradiated zones where you can only go into this area if you have a suit and things. And I haven't discovered anything that's a telltale sign of the nuclear war.
Except for all the weird bodies.
Right, except for all the
Yeah.
bodies, all the petrified bodies and stuff, but in weird positions, but the buildings around them are fine.
Right,
Because
like
this
the
is
street
so
is fine, but they're
Yeah.
crusty.
right.
It's actually
and
very
th-
strange.
things aren't very destroyed in a lot of these places. There's still cars that have the
Pristine cars.
the upholstery, the windows aren't broken, because this isn't as far in the future.
True.
And then again in the like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, where you are super far in the future, there's still more loot lying around than there is in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having trouble finding caps. I'm having trouble finding food.
But also,
Fallout 4
you
is
know-
more like major city focused, to be fair.
That
but
is-
even
that's true.
in
That's true.
the areas where there are cities and households and residencies, like there's still nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing here.
I mean, it is important to note that they tried to explain that like this wasn't an unpopulated area right after the bombs fell.
Yeah, people did
'Cause-
live here for about 19 years
Yeah.
after, before
And
they were all
They
killed
weren't
off.
really killed off necessarily by the war because they looked like they were mostly untouched by it, except for the fallout issues.
Right, they were killed by the Scorched when the
Mm-hmm.
Scorched moved into their area, so it was implied that this disease came from somewhere else, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's
It must have gotten cured at some point because it's never been mentioned in any other game,
or maybe it just never traveled.
or never
before.
traveled outside of
Maybe it
Appalachia.
died. Maybe it killed itself. Like
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, there's plenty of viruses that end up dying with a host. So
Yeah,
Truth.
but they're the Scorched are still here now, so it's I don't know. It's interesting. There's a lot left to be desired. There's a lot that is fine.
No, it looks like
uh,
it's definitely fun if you get yourself into it. You just
Especially
can't.
if you
Yeah.
have friends.
You just
Yep.
can't get your hopes too high for it either.
I don't know, man. I could accept all the setting and like bad rendering and glitches. Like graphics don't mean a lot to me. I play a lot of like 1990s games all the time, so I don't care so much about new fancy graphics and rendering. But some of the problems that you've been having, especially with the mechanics, like the real-time bat system,
Yeah, real-time
that's
bats
what
is
bothers
difficult.
me. I would not want to play this game just because of that, because
No,
I can't
like-
feel like I
Right.
can't accomplish anything.
If an
That's
enemy
true, you
gets
die a
too
lot.
close to you,
Your gun is
you
worthless.
can't you can't shoot them. Like I've had people like ghouls right up in my face, and I'm firing point blank, and it just doesn't hit them. Even with VATS, it says like 95% chance, and I shoot, and then it just exits out of VATS, and it's like what? Like
Also, bats is in real time because it's an MMO.
right, so
And you pick up your menu to try and heal yourself. That's in real time. You're getting attacked, you die. Or
Yeah.
you try to, one of your weapons breaks mid-fight, you try to equip a new weapon. You have to open your menu, you get attacked, you die. I would get so frustrated so
I've
quickly if
died
that
so
was
many
you.
times. So-
It's definitely it. I feel like it's just a little too hard.
If they
from
just
the
like
get-go.
changed the
Playing
mechanics
alone
from the
is
bat
hard,
system,
yeah.
like I feel like they tried to incorporate it because it's a big staple of Fallout.
I don't even use VATS.
But
It's
there's no
easier to
point
just
in it
aim on
being
my
there.
own.
Yeah.
And guns are worthless. I've been
Oh,
playing
yeah.
with just melee. It's
Melee
so
is-
much easier to just
yeah.
have a baseball bat
Yeah.
and just swing. I've
Oh,
been
I
having
love that mission.
so
and
many
the
troubles
weapons
with the
break
guns.
as well.
The weapons
Really
break.
fast.
You have to eat and drink for the sake of eating and drinking, in
Not just to
addition
heal.
to healing. And that's
Which I do
hard.
like that.
I do like that because it adds to the survival aspect, but I'm having a hard time finding food. Typically, you get your food from looting raiders and things that
Yeah.
you've killed. Well, the Scorched, they don't
Yeah.
eat. They don't have any food. The super mutants don't have any food on them. Robots don't have any food on them. And those are the enemies.
Yeah, so that makes it become like this weird, tedious management
Yeah.
mechanic of like, oh,
course,
well, damn, I have to waste my water to drink right now because I have to drink, but it's not even going to heal
I'm
me.
at full health, but
Oh,
I have to
man.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
It feels
I
like
would
a
love to
waste.
see like NPCs, but the way that they get around it, it's like NPC vault dwellers with you or something, where like you'll
That would
find
be
fellow
cool.
other
vault
people
dwellers,
from Vault 76 that aren't players, but yeah, that would be great.
because that would mean you could actually see like maybe a few doing something from time to time.
Well,
It doesn't have to be super populated,
that's
but
just
enough
it.
for you to know that
They're there.
Reclamation Day,
Yeah.
the whole thing was to rebuild America. There could be a in-game settlement that is members of Vault 76 building a settlement. And it can
Yeah.
be just like where you expect to go and resupply and rest and get stuff. And that can just be one of the locations on the map. And they're all wearing their vault suits and stuff, and it's just...
and you
Right,
can
they're
also
just
have
in
a-
addition to the player characters that are
Right.
from Vault
yeah, and you
76.
can also
There can still be a
definitely
group.
have like a rogue band of them that are like the kind of like raiders, and you just
Yeah.
start shooting them. Maybe like
Yeah.
the birth of the raider, you know?
Right.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun in another game, but it's not in this game,
You're
so
right.
it's not fun.
Exactly.
I am so grumpy over this game, and I'm not even playing it.
Yeah, the
There is a
biggest
lot
problem is
of
how
love-
much
yeah.
I've died, how many times I've died. And
It's just too hard.
I love these types of games, you know, Fallout and stuff. It's not that I'm bad at them and I'm just dying because I'm not good at these games.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
dying because I'm not good at
Well,
these games.
and that's okay.
Yeah, you gotta know when when you're dying for the sake of dying versus like dying because you're not good.
But I die so many times when I play for a couple hours. I'm dying 6-7 times, and it's not from other players.
it's just from
You know,
all of the.
occasionally I have been killed by other people, and I've killed other people, and that's fine. That's how the game's supposed to go. And there's been
sounds
times where we kind of had a standoff, and we both
That was
decide
like a
not
fun
to
moment,
shoot.
Yeah.
That was a fun moment. I enter a room, there's another guy in there, we notice each other, we both raise our guns, we both pause, neither of us shoot, and we go our separate ways. I love that.
Yeah, that was
That
cool.
is what I want to see, but that's happened once in the 12 hours I've played so far over the last few days. Everything else is like that one guy that wouldn't leave me alone, and then I shoot him, and then he smashes me. One hits me with he had a rocket-powered hammer. I'm
Yeah.
like, great.
By the
And
time you like literally was like, I'm just gonna like seek out somebody and try and attack them, and they just would run away from you because
Yeah.
they didn't want to engage. So it just became like, why? Why even?
Or I killed the guy.
Or you killed the guy.
Started looting his little goodie bag. He spawned behind me, killed me, and took my stuff.
Yeah.
Because he could spawn so quick and so close to where I was.
Yeah.
And that's
he
kind of
saved
like,
that
fast.
footage though.
right.
Like he probably had a grand old time with that.
That's
one.
just like, yeah, okay,
Some, like,
that's
nerd
funny,
streaming,
but
and
like
he's
that's
like, oh, this guy.
he
or
shouldn't be
this.
able to respond so instantly, so close to me. You
So
know,
usually there's like weird respawn times.
Right.
and Spawn buffers for enemies, things like that. In
it just
most
doesn't make it
MMOs.
in a survival setting. It doesn't make it realistic that you killed someone and they instantly, less than 10 seconds later, are back and kill you.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in if this was, you know, if they were an NPC or they were a, you know. So it
But
should.
You know, if this was real life, we would all be super dead.
Well, yeah, but you know.
I have two ways that I would go if this was like the apocalypse I was living in. Either I'd walk into the woods to die, like Charlize Theron in The Road. I would just say, I'm out, peace, and I would walk into the woods, you never see me again. Or I would somehow survive, not because I'm trying to, but just like dumb luck. And I would start talking to all the robots like they're my friends. Like, you'd never believe it. I found a screw behind the shelter. Wasn't that funny? And they're like, are you a human? I'm like, oh, you're so funny. I love you. And I give him a little smooch.
Also, everything in this game is so expensive.
True.
Yeah,
Oh
no
my
caps.
god,
You have to
everything.
spend bottle caps to
Anywhere.
fast travel.
You have to
That's
spend-
what bugs me. I love to fast travel.
Right?
I mean,
I just like to teleprot.
but also like,
I'm
It's
sorry.
hella fraught.
I say real weird words.
I'm
You laugh every
aware.
time.
I am 100% aware. You call Roller Coaster Tycoon Roller
Toaster
Coaster
Raccoon,
Raccoon,
my
and
favorite
now I
game.
can't stop. But I kind of like that things are more expensive, just because I feel like it makes you need to try harder.
Well, yeah, I'm real choosy with what I buy.
Okay,
You know.
I already, y'all, I'm just saying it from a pragmatic perspective. I'm like, hey,
Yeah, it's a survival game. I understand that.
exactly. And I mean, okay, fast traveling, you gotta pay money. That's annoying, but it's just so that people aren't bouncing back and forth forever and the servers don't get confused.
Fair enough.
You know, it's basically because they probably have no idea what their servers are gonna do at any given time.
They're like,
That's
please
true.
just walk. Please walk.
they can
Please
handle.
walk.
I mean, again, the person that put the three
the
nukes
three
and it
nukes.
just crashed the
That's
servers.
true. That's
like,
true. I mean, even when
this
you
game is walking on eggshells.
even when you start sprinting in this game, the environment around you starts like shaking, and then it catches up to the speed that it's supposed to
Yeah,
be moving
it's
at.
trembling.
And then you almost immediately run out of AP, and then you stop running, and the world's like, "Oh, thank God!"
But you don't want to walk all the places
No,
because
it's
sometimes
so
there's
far.
literally- there's just entire forests of like messed up trees and there's nothing there. Nothing.
Except
Or-
enemies that kill
Yes,
you,
and
and then you have to
enemies.
go all the way back to your last discovered location.
And then anything that you possibly found, like,
Is sitting in that swamp.
forever.
I want to go back in that swamp.
Yeah. Yeah, that's again, you know, it's I know a lot of people are being very negative with this game, and I'm trying to be
Like me.
I'm trying to be a little bit more objective than the majority of the internet, but there are some serious problems, and I do get I currently get more frustration than I get joy out of the game. And I would
fair.
like to see some tip in the balance. And I'm not usually someone who like gets overly frustrated with games. I play
Yeah.
for fun, not to yell at the TV. And you've heard me yelling a lot these last couple of days.
I have.
Yeah, no, it.
I
It
sit there on
has
the couch with my
potential.
tea and
I
sip it
keep
and
just
smile.
turning the game off and then playing Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And that's
we
hard
had a-
to play those two back to back.
We had a conversation the other night. You're like, do I want to play Fallout 76 or do I want to play Red Dead? And I was like, well, do you want to be frustrated and then quit and then play a game that makes you happy? Or do you just want to play a game that makes you happy?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like Bethesda should have learned from when Elder Scrolls Online launched and everyone was grumpy about it.
Yeah.
And I was talking with you guys
very
about
similar.
this earlier. It's like,
Now people are
they
like,
updated and now it's a lot better and the people that did stick with it like it, but like it still doesn't have a lot of players because everyone heard how bad it was to begin
Right.
with, so they're like,
Yeah.
we're not going to give it a chance.
And I am sticking with this because I love Fallout.
Yeah, because Fallout universe is really fun.
Right, exactly. So there are still the things that are great that I enjoy, and I'm gonna stick through it. I just hope over the next couple months we get some either expansions or some patches. I mean, there was a
Lot of patches.
47 gigabyte patch this morning.
Just today, yeah.
I've only played like 30 minutes today, right before this, but I didn't notice anything different.
I just really feel like
Actually, the one thing I did notice is that there's more Nuka-Cola around.
that's true.
that's
they heard
that
those
is
complaints.
a plus. That is important, and I'm
I
glad
was
they've done
I was
it.
like, all of a sudden, when we were playing the last few days, I'm like, where's all the Nuka-Cola? And then today I found like 5 bottles in
Right.
like 30 minutes. So I was either in the right spot or this patch added more Nuka-Cola. I'm not sure.
First patch now with 50% more Nuka-Cola.
I still just feel if
I
they
don't-
had made the beta like a little bit longer and gave themselves a lot more time, it would have come out like much more fleshed out and more playable than it is right now.
Yeah.
Which means that the people that did buy it on Reclamation Day, a little guy at GameStop blew a horn in your face and went, burp, burp, burp. It's Reclamation Day and you bought your video game.
Yeah.
If
That was
they
fun.
had put that off a little bit longer, maybe more people would have come for Reclamation Day because they
Yeah.
heard good things about the game instead of bad things.
Right.
So bottom line is,
It's a flawed game.
it's a flawed
It's
game.
a flawed game with huge potential. Fallout 5 needs to be...
Like San Francisco.
Yep, we were saying it needs to be the NCR, like properly done.
Oh, that'd be
The
fun.
new California Republic. In
Because
its
even though
origins.
you get a lot of it in like New Vegas.
Yeah,
But,
but depending on
like-
which faction you align with, you
Exactly.
get more or less. But you're not even in California, you're in the Mojave
Yeah, and,
part
like-
of the NCR.
But I
And-
mean, like,
and-
they can take that little bit that they already have and then expand on that a lot
Yeah,
more.
Right, well,
especially
and there's
because the
all the
first
lore
two-
from the original Fallout games
I
with
would-
Los Angeles and the NCR and everything. So give us a modern engine NCR in San Francisco. Boom.
Yeah, no.
Great
dig it.
game.
Literally just give me GTA San Andreas, but change it to
Apocalyptic.
Fallout.
The entire, like, 30 minutes that you're playing the game,
You're
Kim,
like,
you're
I
like,
just
I
wanna-
sure do wish I was playing GTA right now. And I was like, this
I'm
is
a
the
real-
best Fallout 76 review. I just really want to play GTA instead.
I'm a very simple gamer, alright? I want to have fun, I want an open world, and if I could kill a hooker.
I want to
That's
explore
a
and kill a
bonus.
hooker.
I mean, that's why I love
nice to
simulation
hookers.
games, because you can explore and create your own worlds and stuff. I'm painfully in love with The Sims. It's really, it's a problem.
It's a problem, Kim.
This is actually not a podcast, this is an intervention.
Yeah, please stop playing The Sims, Kim.
Fallout
Fallout
76.
76. Wait for it to go on sale.
Wait for an update. Wait for a sale.
Yeah.
Don't give
Play
Todd
Red
Howard
Dead.
$60.
But also,
Right.
don't completely give up hope
Exactly.
yet.
Don't
Yeah.
write it off.
I'd say
Just
just
wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's
Which is why I am
collectively our official first
Like,
impression is
honest-
just wait.
Like, if
As
you're
a
really...
oh, go for it.
Oh,
You're
you're
fine.
I
I was just gonna say, as a person and like the type of gamer I am not person to pre-order because I don't have faith. George Michael told me to have faith and I didn't have faith. I don't have faith in developers to give what they promise, and so I always wait until a game has come out. I can read everything about it and decide if I want it. I've never been a person to pre-order. I do not recommend pre-ordering, but you and Travis love to pre-order.
I only
Which is how you
pre-order
get these first
Fallout.
recommendations.
Well, yeah, I pre-order things that I know I want to use for the YouTube channel. It's kind of a dual purpose. Like, I want to play this game, but I also really want to have it on opening day for a video.
Yeah, that's
Spoilers, this video is not coming out on opening day, but
Too much.
not even close. But I've
Yeah.
been playing and gathering footage and gathering my
If
thoughts.
it was coming out on
So.
opening day, happy birthday, Mom.
Instead, it's going to be more like Happy Thanksgiving, depending on how quickly I can edit this.
It's
only Monday.
Eat some turkey, whether or not it's leftovers. Yeah.
If you're itching for Fallout and you played Fallout 4 but you didn't do the season pass, buy the season pass. The
That'll be worth
Nuka,
your
the
money for
Nuka
sure.
World
Oh,
DLC is
Nuka
like a
World.
So
whole
fun.
nother
So
game.
cute.
Okay.
Totally worth
Make
going
sure
back
it's-
to.
Can you make sure that you, like, at the end of this, you show that Nuka World glitch that you got that one time
Oh,
that I
man.
found hilarious?
What, where they were all naked?
You gotta show that glitch, and then you gotta
I just
show
walked
you with
into
the
this-
harpoon gun.
Just walked in.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
When the harpoon gun actually pinned someone's head to the ceiling.
Yeah,
That's-
shot up through her head, and then Nick started going through her desk.
And then Nick Valentine was like, Nick didn't like that. And I turned around and I was like, Nick, we have to go. And he's looting her room.
And then you walk out the door, and there's a woman mopping, and she looks up at
She
you,
just
and you're
stops
like,
mopping, stares at me, and I was like, she
knows.
See, those
See
are the
so much
NPC.
joy.
Those are the NPC.
waving her arms
right.
angrily at the microphone.
Those are the moments that will never happen in Fallout 76.
Okay, but it was like the creepy Nuka World ghoul, and it was running at you, but the
Oh,
arms were in the
yes.
ground.
Yes, that glitch. It left its arms behind.
And
You
it-
know.
And like you wanted to be like nervous about it, but because its arms weren't with it, it just
I just-
looked ridiculous.
That's because I had installed the mod where you could shoot off limbs, and sometimes the limbs would just already be gone when I showed up,
Already done.
and the limbs would just be like floating in the air, or
Which
like
Go play
You know
Fallout
what?
4.
go play Fallout.
Yeah, just go play an old Fallout game. Like you'll get the good kind of Bethesda glitches. Oh, you know what can be the cover photo for this?
Oh, I already
We
know
already
the
have
cover
one.
photo. The cover photo for this video, which you already know because you're watching this video, is going to be the screenshot that I took of my character with a sad face and a party hat waiting in line at the DMV
With the skeletons.
with the skeletons that have died.
Skeletons.
Because that pretty much sums up the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
It's just gonna be you sad at the DMV. so
Me
it's Fallout
alone at the
76.
DMV waiting behind some skeletons. Like, that's how
Yeah.
empty the game feels.
Yeah, it's
It's about as fun as waiting at the DMV.
Well, it's funny because
if
I went.
everybody in the DMV was dead, but you're still waiting to get your driver's
You're still
license.
still waiting for your number to be called.
Yeah.
And it never comes.
And I went to the real DMV earlier that same day.
Right? That was a grand old time.
And I had a
That's such
great
good day.
time. It was like the best DMV experience of my life.
You know that there's an issue when you're getting more excited about your DMV visit that day than the video game in which you took a picture at the DMV.
I love to play
Yep.
going to the real DMV.
I hate that game.
That's a real
But-
good life simulator.
Dude.
Go join the Holy Mothman.
Go
cult.
join my Holy Mothman cult.
Oh my god.
I have appointed myself as the supreme leader.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please, I don't know, let us know if there are any other games coming up that you would like to see us do a first impression of.
Yeah.
Any older games that you would like us to do a versus retro of. I don't know, anything. Thank you. Until next time, stay
Stay
nerdy.
nerdy.
Oh, that's a